is a call for a child that keeps calling 911, yelling at the dispatchers. So we're going to head over there and talk to the kid. Well, what dispatch does, they take that number and they put it into their CAD system. And if they've ever had any dealings with that number before, we will know. So if it's linked to any address, then we know if something could possibly happen at that house. It's a good way for us to tell when someone's in like a domestic violence situation and might not be able to talk, but they can call. We can search that number that way to be able to locate the house of where they might be. The Sheriff's Department actually dispatches for the city of Crandall, so therefore we get to see all the calls within the county besides Forney and Terrell. We have 3 different areas that we work here at Crandall PD. So we have the city of Crandall, we have Heartland, and we have Wildcat. The biggest thing is to be seen. One of the biggest areas to be seen in Crandall is right here off the highway. So during rush hour, I try to stay in this area to where people see us out, they know that we're moving. Obviously, once the sun starts going down, then I get into the neighborhoods and patrol the neighborhoods to where make sure nobody's breaking into cars or anything in the neighborhoods. But I'll make sure that people see that we're out. We're making traffic stops to try to deter some of just running stop signs, speeding, things like that. So I can be driving down the service road, and if there's a car speeding on the highway, it's crazy how many times you'll see them slamming on their brakes because they see me just on the service road. Cars exit off the service road over there, and they make a U-turn, which puts a lot of people in danger. It's got a no right-hand turn sign. They cross a solid white line and a solid yellow line. So we sit down here and write tickets to try to prevent it. We sat out here last week and we were trying to direct traffic to ease traffic off, and cars still kept doing it constantly. I try to get offenses where they're on camera. It just makes it easier for if we go to court. So try.
716, go ahead.
I will be westbound 175 on the northbound service road. Traffic stops are just a means for compliance. Obviously, we don't want people doing things that they're not supposed to be. I write a lot of citations for people running the stop signs. The reason I do that is when people run stop signs, it could cause an accident, so you don't want that to happen. So you write them a citation, so maybe they won't do that the next time they come up to a stop sign. If I pull over someone that I suspect for driving while intoxicated, I'll have dispatch run them all the way to see if they have any prior convictions of DWI. If you have prior convictions, then we can up the charge and make the penalties more severe for repeat offenders. So active LTC means that he has a license to carry. That's always beneficial because it lets us know that a person possibly has a firearm. We pull guns out of cars, we pull drugs out of cars. Some people don't want to go to jail, so I haven't had any problems on traffic stops, but it is an issue nationwide. That domestic violence are the 2 most dangerous calls that we go on. .716, so we'll be quick. here at the Crandall Police Department is fantastic. We had our chief and our lieutenant both, our admin staff, support us completely. If we want to go out writing tickets, if we want to, whatever we feel like doing, they support us. They encourage us to be more proactive because it pushes crime out of the city. But they really have our backs, which is a great thing. It's a good thing. Good thing knowing that they have your back, especially when you're out here and you have people that want to complain on you just because you're doing your job. It's nice to have that support system behind you that you know you didn't do anything wrong. You don't have to worry about repercussions just because you wrote someone a ticket. It's a real big positive about the admin staff that we have here. This is really like the only spot you can sit here. And the good thing is you can see all 4 stop signs. And so I stopped at a lot of 18-wheelers and other traffic coming through here. So most of them will be coming north. I'm sure while we're sitting here, we'll see one. As they come north, they just run the stop sign. They don't even stop. But yeah, every now and then I'll come and walk those trails at night. Just to make sure nobody's hanging out behind all these houses. Nighttime, we watch for groups of juveniles walking around. So Texas got rid of curfew. So used to, you could tell kids, hey, you need to go home, it's past curfew. But we can't do that anymore. And I think that will change next legislative update because juvenile crimes are shooting up. Because they're able to just kind of roam and do whatever. I don't really have a favorite snack, but a Reese's Fast Break goes a long way. Especially in the middle of the night when you're hungry. Reese's Fast Break. We're just people like everybody else. So I clock in, I clock out, and I go home. My badge, my belt, everything comes off, and I'm a regular person. And I try to treat people like I understand where people are coming from because I'm a normal person too. And we just have to build that trust with the community. But that's nationwide, that's not just Crandall. But we've started the associations where we can get out and get to know people. We want to give back to our city that's giving to us. And really let our city thrive. So if we have a good trust system between the police and the city and our citizens, then our city will thrive. So we won't have a distrust between us. So that is something all agencies should be striving for. I know Crandall Police Department strives for that, the community and police relations. And we just try to grow that every day. So, some people get upset with us. Obviously, if you get a citation or something, people get upset. But it's not necessarily to punish somebody. Citations are meant to teach people not to make the same mistakes over and over again. So if we give you a citation and that corrects the speeding or whatever it might be for that situation, then the citation did exactly what it's supposed to do. It's an educational tool, but we don't want to take someone to jail for speeding or for not buckling their child in a car seat. So you give them a ticket for it. The next time they go to put their child in the car seat, they make sure that their car seat's buckled in correctly. They make sure that their child is secured in the car seat correctly, to where they don't get that citation if they do get pulled over. So we have citations and we have warnings. So a warning is we talk to you about it and you get a piece of paper, kind of like a citation, but it just says warning on it. There's nothing that you have to follow up on. You don't have to contact the courts or anything. But it's kind of like the second chance. I pull a lot of vehicles over because they have lights out on their vehicle. And a lot of times people don't realize the lights are out. Like license plate lights, you're supposed to have license plate lights to where your license plate can be seen 50 feet from your vehicle at night. Well, those lights will go out and people don't check them regularly. So I stop people and I tell them, hey, your license plate lights are out, you need to get them fixed, and I write them a warning for it. But if you see them 2 or 3 weeks later and the license plate lights are still out, then your warning didn't do what it was supposed to. So then you might have to go to a citation to stop that vehicle. We'll find a time that there isn't much going on. We come out and we do more training. So it gets us better training on searching houses. And it also gets us familiar with the floor plans in the neighborhoods. So like this area right here, this part of the neighborhood, it's gonna be this style. It'll be this builder. So say it's Lennar Homes back here. They'll have like one style of homes that are back here. So if we can go through 5 or 6 houses, we've pretty much gone through all of the styles back here. So if we ever have a point where we have to go in and search a house or enter a house for any reason, we kind of know the layout before we get in there. And we do it with all the neighborhoods that we service. We go into Heartland, Wildcat, and Cartwright Ranch. We'll go out there just to make ourselves better. Building searches isn't something that we do necessarily often. So if we can sharpen our skills to get better and better, because the faster you can do it, the more efficient you can do it, and the safer everybody is. So definitely when there's downtime, we try to train to get better at what we're doing. So it makes it safer for us along with everybody else.